Note, here's the WillyMac show. What's up, WillyMac show?
Hey, what's up, Hasan?
Not much.
Is he doing a debate when he has somebody next to him? Try making that a bit bigger, please. Sure. I don't think it's going to be a very visual debate, but yeah. I feel like that's the most I can do, really. Before it gets, like, too annoying. Felix from Chapo? Oh, cool.
So I am not very familiar with what you do, but I believe you've done a couple videos about how dog shit I am, I think, right? You want to turn on your camera, by the way?
I mean, I'm recording. I don't think I can at the same time.
Okay. All right. Well, that's unfortunate, but all right. So you
Did you watch the videos?
No, of course not. I have a policy of not really watching videos such as that one, specifically because it will frustrate me, and then I will have to respond to it.
You want to debate about a video you didn't even watch?
Why? Yeah, of course. You made the video. I'm not like debating a random person about.
I don't think you're obligated to go over every hit piece video. So many hit piece videos are total dog shit. I don't know if the one that WillyMac show made was total dog shit itself. But, like, holy shit, a lot of them are really, really, really bad. So, you know.
A video I didn't watch. You made the fucking video, so let's hear.
I know, but that kind of like
that
kind of links up to like my big criticism with you, is that you don't actually put in the bare minimum effort to research anything before you jump to conclusions. That's why your tweet when you're like, "Hey, I want to debate Willy."
Do you really consider me watching a fucking dumbass YouTube video from a drama farming channel to be doing research? I don't need to do research
this is what you're
on a video.
About. You're going into a topic you don't know anything about.
Brother, just give me what you want to say. Give me what you want to say. The video's about me, isn't it?
Yeah,
so fucking talk to me about what the fucking points of the video are, and let's discuss it. The fuck do you mean?
This is a good opening.
Why would I have to research a video about myself? Like, oh man, I can't believe I have to.
Okay, if you are going to have a conversation with somebody about a hit piece video on you, I do not, under any circumstances, think that you're obligated to watch the hit piece first. Like, that's what they're bringing them on for, right? Like, if you're bringing a person on to talk about, like, I guess you can watch it. Maybe it's polite to watch it, but I don't think you're obligated to be polite under these circumstances, right?
Like, I have no doubt you didn't.
I have to watch a fucking dumbass talk shit for 25 minutes and jerk off like all the fucking talking points that I've heard about myself over and over again. Incredibly stupid. Give me the fucking takes and we'll talk about it. Okay, go on.
Yeah. My take is that you have a pattern of behavior where breaking news happens. You jump to wild conclusions, talking way too confidently.
Okay, give me an example.
Who disagrees with
example.
You.
Give me an example.
All right,
are you going to talk about?
Okay. There was reports that Ukraine was going to be invaded by Russia. You confidently said no, it wasn't, despite all the reports. Then Russia invades, and then instead of apologizing and correcting the story, you then
I didn't apologize and correct the story.
You justify the invasion.
Wait,
right?
I didn't apologize and correct the story.
Let me finish my.
Wait, hold on. No, this is
the pattern of behavior.
You said you. Wait. Hold on. You're the one who doesn't do his research because I did apologize and I did correct the record. You just didn't fucking see it.
You kind of walked it back too.
Wait, no. I very clearly apologized for it. You didn't see that because all you do is look at fucking clips.
It's in the video. It's in one of my videos.
So why did you just now bring it up as though I've never apologized?
Oh, this is so like. Hasan, and then the worst part is when people call you out.
Why did you just bring that up as I never apologized?
It's all out of context.
Why did you just say I never apologized for it when I did?
Right? You claim that's all out of context.
Why did you say I never apologized? Why did you just say I never apologized?
Justify more. You then make more outrageous claims.
I'm sorry. Why did you say I never apologized if I did?
All right. Rapidly leading me to the conclusion that there is absolutely no chance at a productive conversation here, and that my only role here is to go ooh when somebody gets a dig, you know, like that's my role. It's not a bad role. Ooh, man, I don't know how to build train networks for shit. Start a base. Start a base.
And you just repeated after I said, no, I did apologize. You moved the goalpost. You moved the goalpost, and you tried to fucking act like I was just backtracking.
I didn't move the goalpost, dude. This is exactly my criticism.
You did. Stop saying this is exactly my criticism. Okay, but if your criticism is fucking stupid.
Your apology is in there.
Okay,
you just didn't watch it, so you're just making shit up right now. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm going off of what you're saying.
Because you didn't watch the video, because you don't research anything, which is the whole criticism.
Why would I watch a fucking stupid video that you made when I'm talking to you? Because the video is about me.
This feels like a waste of time watching two retards on a slap fight. Retard slap fighting is the bedrock of politics. Like, this is, if you think you're above this, you think you're above politics, and I'm not above politics is the thing. Okay, not even a little bit. That's what you have to know. That's what you have to understand.
Said with your words that I didn't actually apologize.
You're saying you said with your words that I did. Is this what you're going to talk over me when I'm giving you the answer?
No.
I'm giving you a very straightforward answer. I did do that.
Okay.
I did cover your apology.
So you said I did apologize, but it wasn't good enough for you. Is that what you're saying?
And I showed you apologizing for making your completely, like, fairly baseless claims, jumping to conclusions, and then you followed that up by making more baseless claims, jumping to conclusions.
Okay. Go on. What are the baseless claims that I made that I jumped to conclusions on, even though you originally said I said that Russia would never invade Ukraine, which is true. I did say that because I did think that it would be an unimaginably stupid decision for Russia, okay, which I claimed would.
What is the purpose of the vape, friend? I think to make things more awkward, I look forward to seeing his what he adds to the engagement. You know, like what his special move will be. He's just grilling. I do believe at the moment that he is grilling. Yes, I think that is what is happening.
Be impossible to occupy Ukraine, a country with 44 million people, whose entire national independence movement has revolved around literally trying to escape from Russia for the most part, regardless of the Russian-speaking population in the Eastern Front. Okay. Having said that,
I mean,
however,
this has nothing to do with what I said, though. This is all just random nonsense.
Yeah, because you're a fucking scumlord drama farmer. Of course it doesn't have anything to do with anything. Because the specifics don't matter to you.
A lot of drama I'm unfamiliar with
here. The specifics do matter.
Well, if they do, then when I describe... All right, here,
I got another one. Let's do this one, too.
There's an entire YouTube video called I Was Wrong About Ukraine. Like, there's literally...
in that same video, you make more claims about...
Like what?
If I remember, I mean, this is a year ago. I made this video.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing you didn't watch that either.
Like what? Of course I didn't watch it. Why would I watch a fucking drama farmer who has no understanding of geopolitical conflict?
You're the one who asked for this debate, and now you're all confused and butthurt.
Men are clearly too emotional to have a debate. Very true. I'm always saying this. I wonder at what point something even approximating like a normative claim is going to be made, and not just did you or did you not watch my videos, you know?
That you're getting fucked up in it. Like, I don't know what to do.
I'm sorry. You fucking brainlet. Give me what the fucking inconsistency was. You made the video. You made the video. Give me the inconsistency or what you consider to be false information. Are you having a hard time without a script or without people fucking feeding you clips that you can post?
Pretty good, bro. Nobody's fed me anything.
Dude, you're killing it. You're killing it, dog. Come on, go ahead. What's the second point? What is the lie that I told about Ukraine?
It's not a lie. It's just you made more claims. You made more basic.
Like what?
Claims.
What is the claim?
I gotta go pull it up in the video because you didn't.
You didn't prepare for your own fucking. You didn't prepare where you were literally coming on here to talk about not Israel Palestine, mind you, but about Ukraine, and you didn't even fucking prepare with talking points.
I'll talk
really?
to you about Israel Palestine. That'll be the next point. It's you doing the same thing again. Well, dude, how do you impromptu ask me to a debate this minute? If I had a day to prepare, I would have everything, but you didn't. You just completely you blew this whole
thing up. It's your video about me. These should be so simple for you to be like, this is where you lied. Just say it. We already established that the first thing you did was wrong.
All right, you got to give me a minute.
Okay.
Years of Vaush pretending to be above debate bro bullshit, and this is what we get from him. I assume you mean years of Hasan pretending to be above debate bro bullshit. That would make more sense. I did mean Hasan. Okay. Yes, that makes significantly more sense. All right.
This
Are
is
you trying to
research.
link
You
me your
haven't
video?
done
I'm
this
not going to watch your
before.
video. Just say it with your mouth, with your words. Go ahead.
I have to watch my video to see what my receipt is because this is a year old. Right? I didn't know I didn't know where this
You don't even know your own
was
video.
going.
You don't know the contents of your own fucking video.
I made it
Really?
a year ago, bro.
You think you're
like how
doing a
this
good
is
job
dub
right
for
now?
you when instead
Do
of
you think
letting
you're
me
doing a good
find the
job right now,
receipt-
defending your position? Like it's
Yeah,
such a
I do,
profound
bro.
position.
You're doing
It's such a
exactly what I
profound
expect you to
position
do.
that you don't even fucking remember your own talking points. Oh my lord!
Dude, I'm trying to find your talking point.
This is the
I'm
this
trying
is
to
the
find your talking point.
I know my talking points that you claim are wrong should be, in the chamber for you to fire off. You came on here because you thought, let's have a conversation about these fucking videos that I've made.
Do instantly right now, right when I was out.
Stop complaining. Give me the talking points.
Oh my
Come
fucking
on.
God.
Look at
Stop.
you shift the goalpost around.
Stop complaining. Tell me what it was. Stop bitching. Tell me what it fucking was. You started the conversation by talking about Ukraine.
But for what it's worth, I'm largely on Hasan's side here, just because, like, holy shit, make your fucking point. Like, maybe you're right, but like you have to say it. Like, holy shit, please.
Why did you bring up Ukraine if you weren't fucking ready to talk about it? Your first point that you brought up was that I never apologized for it. I debunked it within fucking seconds.
Listed out and all the receipts right here, but you said get on now, Willy No Show.
Okay, go ahead. Come on, Willy No Show. Come on. What's the second talking point?
Yelling in my ear while I'm pulling up the receipt.
Willy No Show. Give me the second talking point. If you're not this fucking passionate about the subject, then you're basically admitting that you're a fucking bottom-feeding drama farmer who has no interest in.
Like you're just gonna look retarded because I'm gonna pull it up in when I make my video.
Pull it up. Pull it up. Stop fucking complaining about it after the fact. Go ahead.
Can you say retarded on Twitch? Is that allowed? I don't actually remember. Oh yeah, I don't even know if chain signals work with Aldo. I just like spam regular signals. Don't worry about it. Okay, it's all good. Don't worry about it.
I'm here right now. If you are genuinely interested in truth and research or whatever, you have this wonderful opportunity. You have this wonderful opportunity to ask me personally.
To pull it up. I'm trying to listen, but I'm hearing you twice. Once from my video and once from you just bitching in my ear.
Oh my god!
So you gotta wait. Yeah, that's how research
This is the greatest. This is the greatest brain power we got, folks.
You want me to just move on from this?
All right, I'm muting myself. I'm muting myself. Go ahead, watch your video, and then you can come back. Okay.
Okay.
Holy moly, dude. Jeez, Lord mercy. I muted myself. He can't hear me, so we can find his own talking points in his own fucking videos. Jesus Christ, dude.
Dude.
I didn't even get to any of my moderator questions.
Your trains will crash. No, they won't. It's fine.
Every time Felix is here, we got to do a fucking... We have to have the conversations like this. It just has to happen. I love that he's like, I don't remember my talking points. I have to watch my own YouTube video.
Well, I was going to suggest like a new topic. I was gonna
What if we all just got along? Is my question.
I guess like wall talk.
Okay. My understanding, again, I don't know that much about WillyMac. My understanding is that he is a drama farming channel, which means that he is incentivized socially and monetarily to be uncharitable. Because growth and change and good faith engagement will never be as interesting to the kinds of people who watch drama channels as whatever the fuck this shouting match is so far. At the same time, I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to call out Hasan on bad shit he said, because I've done that, albeit not to his face, because he would never talk to me. I'd love to do it to his face. I gotta say, I don't understand why this conversation is happening. Like I don't understand why Hasan agreed to it, He's been so adamant in the past. You're way too charitable to Hasan. Am I too charitable to Hasan? Is that my problem? Is that an issue that I have? I feel like I've been pretty much exclusively negative to him for, whatever. I stand by my statements, all of them, even everything that's been proven wrong, which is nothing. Let's continue.
Talking to him, and he doesn't have the Google Doc. I was actually gonna ask a series of questions.
Hopper station.
No,
No, it's-
no, Amy Schumer. We can't do that.
My questions are fine. They're like no one in the world would think they're bad. They're not.
All right,
bad.
I got it.
All right, he's got it. All right, let's hear it.
I got it.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah,
Willie Mac. No
claim
show.
was you said people. You said let me watch this one more time.
Bro,
It was in your video. I was wrong about Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
And you said people are acting like Kiev's getting bombed, like that would never happen, and then it's literally did happen.
Okay.
So you're just again making more you're making your apology video about being wrong and making baseless claims that you know nothing about.
This is your take.
Wrong. It's a pattern of behavior.
This is your
you
take
have.
from February 22nd, 2022.
Yeah. 'Cause
Another
you do it
thing that
over
I
and
was.
over again. You've done it since then.
I've done it since
several
then.
times since
People are
then,
acting
yeah.
like Kiev's getting bombed. It did happen. You're right about
It
that.
did, and you
I
said it
also.
wouldn't.
I
So
do
it's
you
just
think that I didn't
another
cover?
example of you
Wait, hold
being
on.
wrong.
Wait, hold on. Is he saying that Hasan claimed Kiev wouldn't get bombed after it did get bombed, or that he just made an incorrect prediction? Again, my issue with Hasan's behavior vis-a-vis the lead up to the Ukraine war was not that he was wrong. It was the attitude he took when both when he was saying stuff that would later turn out to be wrong, and also after it turned out to be wrong. You know, I mean, we can't predict the future. You know, we as nice as that would be. Nice. Okay.
Hold on. Do you think that I didn't cover Kiev getting bombed? Like I hid that or something?
No, you did, but it's your accusation saying it doesn't, saying it won't happen. There's no way it'll happen.
Yeah. Do you think that bombing Kiev specifically, it was what Russia did? Do you think that that was a good thing for Russia to do?
I didn't say.
Do you
it
think that it was
good
a?
thing.
Do you have any
I hope
genuine
you
opinions?
don't think it was a good thing.
Do you have any genuine opinions about?
Yeah, my opinion
Russia's
is that was
involvement
bad.
in the Ukraine?
My opinion on that is that you shouldn't be talking about shit.
Brother,
you know nothing
hold
about.
up.
You
We're
shouldn't
having a
be
conversation about
making
Ukraine and
blind
Russia.
claims.
I don't think it's irresponsible to make predictions about something for which there is so little precedent in data. Like, I disagreed with Hasan when he predicted that Russia wouldn't bomb Kiev, but I don't think it's very fair to go like, you know, well, you should have never even, you know, made that prediction, I guess. I guess, again, like, to some extent, it was the way in which he made those predictions that kind of irked me, you know? I'm not sure. I guess I'd have to see the specific stuff, but I don't really care to. This debate feels like brain rot so far. Are you new to debate?
We're having a conversation about Ukraine and Russia, and I'm asking you a specific question. I'm asking you a specific question.
My conversation's about you because my videos are about you and your pattern of behavior and your poor reporting, and now you're trying to shift it all these other ways because you know you can't face the truth.
Russia had not bombed Kiev at the time. That's number one. Number two, of course, as soon as that did happen, I covered it. Of course I did, because that's what I'm doing.
The criticism isn't that you didn't cover it. The criticism is that you're making baseless claims you don't know anything about, talking so confidently as if you got a whole fucking research team behind you. When you don't, you're talking out your ass. This is the
brother. Do you have a whole research team behind you? Because you're not
me. I actually did research just now, and you could barely be patient enough to sit there and listen through it. You had to go ahead and.
If there is a charitable version of this argument, I feel like WillyMac isn't making it right now. Again, my problems with Hasan weren't that he made incorrect predictions in and of themselves.
It's a video. You made a video a year ago about me talking about like my opinion on Russia and Ukraine. You personally do not have an opinion on Russia or Ukraine at all. I have taken accountability on my. I've taken accountability on the things that I've reported wrong.
You should do the research. If I'm not willing to,
Wait, hold on. Does WillyMac actually not have an opinion on the Russia-Ukraine war? Okay, yeah, if that's the case, then this is purely just stupid drama bait. Like that, then there's no if your opposition to Hasan's behavior or coverage here is purely just like I have epically owned you. You were wrong on this, but like not having a moral opinion on the war is a wrong in itself. You know, he isn't political. He just hates Hasan. Everyone is political. There's no not political. No, he doesn't. He does have an opinion. He disagrees with the war. He thinks the war is bad. Okay, that's good. He said he was against it. Okay.
Taking accountability on the things that I have reported wrong on.
Wars when you can't do the
Willy no script. Listen to me. I've taken accountability on the things that I have said that are incorrect. Of course, on the editorial perspective, on the editorial side of my coverage, okay, on the editorial side of my coverage, if I make a prediction or a speculation, it can sometimes be wrong. That speculation is always going to be on foundational analysis that is solid.
I got another one too. Hey, I got just more examples.
Do you have an issue with it? Do you have an issue with my analysis of the situation? Because I can't possibly do research on things that haven't happened yet. I can simply speculate.
You just make it up.
And this entire. Do you think when I say, guys, I don't think that Russia will bomb Kyiv is actually, in your opinion, like me making up something, or do you think it's speculation?
No, the clip is actually you talking really condescendingly about people who think that could happen. That's the clip.
Okay, but you're, okay. You don't. Yeah, so is this all just tone policing? Is that what it is?
You're talking about.
Is this all? So all of this is just you personally tone policing the way I'm covering the fucking news?
Policing. It's about your.
Do you have any genuine interest or any curiosity in like Russia and Ukraine at all, or is all you do fucking drama farming off of clips? Because over the course of this entire conflict, I've dedicated tens or hundreds of hours into my coverage, and the analysis in and of itself comes from a solid foundation. Now, the predictions might be wrong, and it certainly was, which is something that I took accountability for, even though you said I had not. So here's my question to you.
You then just did the same mistake again. You did the same criticism again.
Did you look into, what sources I was looking at?
Man, people. Okay, hold on. Here's the problem. Okay, people in chat are bringing a lot of their personal bias. Unlike me, a purely logical being who has never done this. I don't know a huge amount about WillyMac. I'm really just trying to feel out the conversation. But a lot of people so far are saying shit like, oh, this person fucking said, this person. So far, this conversation seems to be like pretty mutually unproductive, but I think it's mostly Willy that's contributing to its unproductiveness. That's not a claim on how right or wrong he is or isn't. It's just a matter of like willingness to engage versus sort of bickering.
And where I was getting this opinion from.
Yeah, there were sources
beyond just like looking at YouTube clips and regurgitating talking points, specifically that you've heard from other like neoliberal commentators and whatsoever. Neoliberal commentators is the same fucking 5 clips that you are going to present here.
You think Destiny is secretly behind this? Is this what you're crying about right now? Is this why you keep saying
Does it sound like I'm
it does. You just said, it does. You're talking about stuff that doesn't matter.
Brother,
you're trying to shift the goalpost away from the criticism, which is your poor reporting. You bring me on to debate, you let me pick the debate topic, and now you won't engage. It's incredible.
Why did Hasan choose to engage in this specific debate? Well, I guess one thing that does kind of bother me is that with regards to like holding him accountable for bad behavior, I don't want him to argue with this guy. I want him to argue with like Dylan Burns, kind of, or me. It's kind of frustrating that it's like, all right, Hasan we're doing it. We're criticizing Hasan for his behavior. Let's go, and then it's it's this. Just seems, I don't know, kind of silly, in my opinion, personally, a little bit. Did Hasan say he would absolutely not talk to Dylan? I don't know if he said that. I certainly feel like that's the impression I've gotten from how things have shook down.
Frustrating.
I am trying to engage with you. I'm trying to engage with you in good faith as best as I possibly can. And all you've done so far is go through your YouTube video to be like, well, you said Kiev wasn't being bombed, and actually it wasn't at the time, but then it got bombed afterwards. Listen, let me finish. Okay, I'm going to mute you if you don't let me finish. Okay?
Ooh, debate tactic.
You said
I love those.
Kiev wasn't being bombed. At the time, it wasn't. Okay? And then you said, okay, well, guess what? Guess what, dude?
Dude.
Your tone was off. Okay, well, my tone was
off.
You don't like it. But you haven't brought up, I was being condescending. You haven't brought up the actual research or the actual analysis that led to these conclusions. Part of the reason why you haven't done that is because you have no idea what these sources are.
Since you're just talking in circles on this, can I just go to the next one?
I'm not talking in circles on this whatsoever, but go ahead. Let's talk about the next point.
The next one.
But for the record, I am not clairvoyant. I cannot predict the future. I cannot predict the future.
I know.
I just want to point that out.
But it's you talking on breaking news, like you know what the fuck's gonna happen, and you don't. You're talking completely out of line. So
wait, hold up.
Can I just go to the next point?
Hold up. My speculation on what may happen, okay, in the future, is not always going to be correct. Everybody understands this.
It's usually wrong, yeah.
It's usually wrong? The only example you brought over...
You said the CIA is why Iran bombed the U.S. base, bro.
Do you know how many... Do you know how many hours...
Protesters are
do you know
taking
how
down
many hours...
of Israelis is because it's a psyop to make Palestinians look bad.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, the campaign to put missing hostage posters all around the world for a group of hostages taken in Israel is absolutely a propaganda campaign. Maybe it's not a psyop. I assume what we mean by, like, psyop gets used euphemistically a lot. I assume by that, like, deliberate propaganda campaign, to which it objectively is, yeah.
Hold on. What base are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about with the Iranian thing. What?
Hasan specifically said it was a psyop to get Palestinians to tear it down. Not Palestinians specifically, but yeah. That's why the posters are put up. One point of it is to do this whole, like, look, everyone, observe this panic. Look at what's going on. And another big part of it is because they know that it's Zionist propaganda, which it is, absolutely, you know, even though supporting the rescue of the hostages is in and of itself morally good, in the context of the broader conflict, Israel weaponizes the existence of those hostages massively to polarize people, in spite of the fact that Netanyahu has already indicated they're not, like, a priority for him. So that's something. But in addition to that, yeah, like, look at the campaigns that have been made to, like, demonize and dox people. Like those two women, were they Yemenis? Who took down the posters, and they had literally, like, survived previous Israeli bombing, and there was, like, this big campaign from the New York Post or whatever to, like, dox them or something. Yemeni, sorry. Yeah, like, of course, that's the whole, like, targeting people who try to tear it down is a big part of it, yeah. You can cut down trees with your grenades. Yeah, that's kind of, you know, an overreaction here, I think. I want pollution to be absorbed.
Iran struck a U.S. base, and then you said it's the CIA. No shot. It's the CIA. Complete because you were like, oh, there's a nuclear deal. Why would Iran do that? No way. No shot. 100% confidence. Iran then takes credit for it, and then you cope, mauled, and seethe to your audience.
I don't know what he's even referring to.
I know you don't know because you use so much bullshit all the time. You can't even remember.
Yeah, perhaps.
So this is what I mean about, like, unproductive bickering. It really looks like this guy just has a bunch of zings that he's memorized. Like, I like, what does he mean? Like, I'm a person watching who has had plenty of criticisms for Hasan. Help me understand what your negative statement about him means. You know, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Perhaps the reason for why you are maybe the reason why I'm confused and the reason why you're a little bit confused on this is because in every single circumstance, that every single thing that you've brought up, there's almost always a correction that comes after the fact. You, on the other hand, do not see the correction, or you, on the other hand, see the 30 second to 2 minute, 30 second.
That's always a bullshit claim. You can never know when all the information is about something. There's nothing inherently wrong with reporting on something and then having to provide a retraction later. That's not a, like, that's not like immoral. Like how you do it can be immoral. Again, I've criticized Hasan plenty for this. But also like the idea that WillyMac show is like waiting for all the info when he does drama reporting primarily. I don't even know what it means in that context. Like I've waited before I've assembled all of the clips before I make my claims, you know?
second to 2-minute videos,
you
which
don't.
is enough for you to try and develop a
Dude,
consistent
this
narrative.
is from your whole live stream, by the way. I'm watching everything in context. This is cope from you saying that this is out of context. It's the same shit Andrew Tate does and the Red Pillars do to me, claiming everything's out of context when it's not. That was your opinion at the time.
Well, no, it's not exactly psyop, but what about from Vaush? What the fuck are you talking about? If you disagree with what I said about the purpose of putting up the hostage photos, then you're too like politically ignorant to even like you need to go back to kindergarten. Okay, like legitimately, it's not even a remotely controversial statement. It's very straightforward.
You said those words. They
Brother,
came out of your own mouth. Go do the research.
Can I ask you something? Can I ask you something really quickly?
Whoa.
Okay. One.
Mm-hmm.
This is important for you to comprehend.
I'm sure.
Do you think
DGG is very invested in this debate? You're going to get a lot of shitters in here. Well, this is the reason why, because like DGG is primarily like a drama farm community. This is the reason why drama has to be like very you have to be very like what's the word, like temperate. You have to be very careful with how drama gets involved in stuff like this, because once it becomes drama to you, like you start making really fucking stupid points in the hope of getting a zinger. Like shit gets real dumb real fast. When it all becomes drama, even if you're like overall correct, like even if your overall point is valid, it really incentivizes you to make like this is kind of what WillyMac show is doing, because I feel like if I was charitable to WillyMac and I was thinking like, okay, so I've heard what he has to say, could I make a better version of these arguments, but like basically say the same thing? I think I could, and I think I could make Hasan look a lot worse, but in this case, WillyMac show is being so combative and antagonistic and quick to get the dunk that he's actually missing out on opportunities to specifically describe the ways in which Hasan is fucked up, which I would like to hear Hasan account for, because I'm still really fucking mad at him about that. Like, you know, I guess I want to see him like made to answer that stuff, not just sort of bicker. It's like, it's basic rhetoric stuff, right?
that over the course of thousands of hours of coverage, okay, thousands of hours of coverage, especially when something is like being immediately brought to my attention, okay, immediately brought to my attention, which I don't even know what you're talking about, but
yeah, I know.
Really, I don't remember what you're talking about. But over the course of thousands of hours of coverage, when I, for example, read something,
the Dentapixel person's been a chatter for over a year. Okay, only banned him for a month. The willful misunderstanding of the Israeli poster thing though really bugs me. Like, there's a genocide going on, and a big part of the weaponization of stuff like that relies on people being sort of willfully obstinate when it comes to like obviously bad or like biased shit that's happening. That really bugs me, you know?
In the chat and respond to it, okay? Do you think that this is like reporting, or do you think that I'm giving like immediate commentary?
Breaking news you covered. This isn't a random chat comment. This is breaking news that's happening.
I thought it was a joke. Oh, they can email me then.
I think what most people, you should do what most people do and wait for the story to be out there before you start spurging out, making wild accusations. Here,
see, okay, so this is exactly what I mean. Like, again, like repeating over and over again, you should wait for the whole story to be out. Okay, to what extent is there a legitimate point there? Is there like an actual argument to be made? And then he just says spurging out. Like, is his desire here not to like confront Hasan on bad behavior? And if that's the case, why the fuck is he engaging with this in such a like myopic, meandering, like zero IQ debate, bro? I don't actually care what's happening here. I just want my click farming way. Like, that's really dumb. It just gives me the impression that he's a clout shark, and I don't know that he is. I have a negative impression of drama YouTubers in general, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that they're all clout sharks. But like that's the impression I'm getting now. So again, I guess I wish he'd do better. I'm rooting for him here, okay? I'm rooting, I'm tooting, shooting my pistols up in the air. Yeehaw, okay? You get me.
Can I go to the next one?
You need to limit your TOS worthy takes here. This isn't fucking YouTube or whatever.
What is my what TOS did I break?
You can't use unfortunately, I know, and I used to do this in the past as well. You can't use ableist language, but go on.
Oh, like the R word. I got you. My bad. Yeah. Okay.
I'm glad that you're a fan though.
Well, yeah, I don't this is your job. I don't want to ruin that. So, for instance, like the missile hit the Gaza hospital, both sides blamed each other. That's the breaking news, right? And instead of waiting for more information, you jumped to conclusions saying it was 100% Israel. 100%.
Okay.
You were so confident.
Good point.
So again, this is another thing where I wish somebody could go like one step beyond the first point. Should we wait until we have all the facts before making any kind of claim on stuff like that? Okay, how do you know when you have all the facts? And further up, what if getting all the facts will take months of investigation? Like with regards to stuff happening in Syria, with like Bashar al-Assad and the attacks against the civilian population, oftentimes investigations from that point can last months or years, and sometimes the information's never fully out. The question is, interesting. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Delaying my ascension a little bit longer, okay? Yeah, God came to me and he said my content was dope as fuck. Windy day. What was I saying? Just don't claim to be 100% sure. Yeah, of course. I was pretty confident that Israel was responsible for the strike in the hospital. I didn't say that I was 100% sure. There's still some ambiguity to the situation as I understand it, but I think the plurality of evidence at the moment favors the idea that it was not an Israeli strike. I don't think there... the other thing I was going to say is, what about a situation where it might take months for all the facts to arrive, but bad actors are spreading misinformation immediately, like narratives, you know? Like with the Assad stuff, immediately people are like, oh, there was no gas attack, oh, this, that, the other. And it's like, okay, you could just say for months and years, like you could put your hands up and go, wait, don't come to any conclusions, blah, blah. But in terms of like seeding the narrative, that's pretty ineffective. And you potentially give a lot of ground to a lot of bad actors. So I think the best thing you can do is say, I really think this thing is the case. I don't know for sure, but I do really think that. Like this seems to be where the evidence is leading in my mind. I think that is a good way of handling things. Of course, you know, always, yeah, it's always better ways to do it or whatever. But yeah, that's the idea, I think. The issue is Hasan doesn't engage with those better informed people. I know. Tequila Sunset, you keep telling you. I see you in chat. I see everything. I see everything. People in chat are like, but Hasan does this. I know. Who do you think makes those criticisms? You seen my videos on the subject? Like, do you trust me? I know. Like the statement I make of I think that WillyMac show is not doing a good job of fronting these points is not me saying I think Hasan's points are undefeatable. Clearly, I want Hasan to be held to account for these bad arguments. You know, I think he's done very little to account for them, frankly. But you know, takes some doing.
All the chatters.
Good point. Can I ask you a question?
Can I go through the whole thing before you go?
No. Hold on. This is important. This is important. No. We're not jumping. We're talking about this. Okay. We're talking about this specific thing. Finally, now we're talking about Israel and Palestine. When I said that, I didn't just go, "Oh, I have no other opinion on this matter. I simply think Israel definitely did this because I want Israel to have definitely done this." The reason why I said this, and you do this regularly, okay? When I say something on this stream, okay? Oftentimes, especially if it's a developing story.
Like, how do you know I say this stuff?
Especially if it's a developing story, when I say something on an issue that is happening, I look to all of the circumstantial evidence on the matter, and I look to everything else that is going on thus far. Now, we're two adult individuals here. Do you think it is unfair to say Israel blew up the hospital, like Israel bombed the hospital?
I think when there's a claim like that, you wait for information, right? I mean, there's a million things.
The information is that there.
So yeah, so in this context, the immediate impression that Israel bombed the hospital is, I think, a very reasonable and rational one to arrive at, considering the context, which is, again, that Israel is bombing the Gaza Strip. So, you know, like, again, like, you know, it's always one of those, like, to what extent, this is one of those situations where the immediate impression against Israel was strong enough that even mainstream news networks were, immediately reported it as like a bombing from Israel, you know? It is just, it's not to say that there's not value in waiting or anything. I just don't think that this argument on its own is enough.
Can I respond? There's a million things to criticize the IDF for that's right out there, right? You know this. I've seen you do it all day on stream. You get them on shit that they 100% deserve. But when there's something like that, and instead of waiting for reports, while the report is literally Israel and Hamas blame each other, right? You don't know what the story is. You don't know who did it or not. And you say 100%, they 100% did it. That's a huge disaster, bro. That's like
at that point, first of all, who do you think blew up the hospital? Like the hospital courtyard, rather. Who do you think bombed the hospital courtyard?
I think most investigations point towards it being either the Islamic Jihad or Hamas, right? It's like a misfired rocket. And then what you did in response to that was, instead of being like, yeah, I think since most of the reports are going this way.
Why do you think it's wait, hold on. Why do you think it's Hamas or Islamic Jihad and a rocket misfire?
Well, that was just what most of the investigations turned out.
So
I know Channel 4 had a different one.
Because you're bringing this up, and this is really important to understand. One, all of the circumstantial
you say that
evidence
every time, but it never is.
Okay, all of the circumstantial evidence at the time, of course, after the 6,000 bombs that Israel had dropped on Gaza, a densely populated open-air prison, the 6,001st bomb, understandably, was going to be an Israeli bomb. To this day, we still do not know whether this was an Islamic Jihad rocket that was misfired, or whether or not this was actually an artillery shell that might have hit a fuel tank, or even some other kind of munition that Israel may have deployed.
So why did you say it was 100% Israel and then call everyone genocidal freaks that disagreed with you?
You don't actually watch the content beyond.
You demonize them.
Because, first of all, because they
Just
are.
like you do every time,
because the Israeli government is genocidal. What the fuck are you talking about, you dumb fuck?
The funny thing is that what they're talking about right now, like the subject that they're engaging in, is actually one of the most complicated ones when it comes to like journalistic ethics, you know? Like if you were majoring in journalism, this subject would be like this is the shit that, you know, people debated heavily, strongly debated, you know, a subject with many people who disagree, you know, engaging in the discussion. So it's kind of funny seeing it yelled out like this.
1,500 children have been ruthlessly slaughtered. You think that's not genocidal?
Shift the topic again.
Oh, the one hospital might. Wait, Willy, shut the fuck up and listen, dumbass. Do you really think that if one fucking hospital wasn't bombed by Israel and this was a fucking actual misfire, that all of a sudden means that like. Well, that all of a sudden means that like Israel's not doing ethnic cleansing
right now? You're doing it in real time,
dude.
It's
just
hilarious.
Fucking answer my question. Do you think that the ethnic cleansing campaign, if you take out the bombing, okay, if you take out the one time that this hospital's bombed, okay, if you take that out, do you think out of the equation, do you think Israel is all of a sudden not doing ethnic cleansing in Gaza?
No, that's not what I said. This is what you're trying to.
I'm asking you. Okay, then
I just said no. And
Okay, good.
Dude,
I'm glad. I'm glad. Okay, so what's your
reports?
Okay, got it. No. Got it.
Look at the reports.
Got it.
And you
Willy.
go ahead and they side with it. You
Willy.
continue to call them
Willy.
genocidal, even though that's the fact of the info. That's what most of the info says.
When I cover these
You
kinds
ignore
of
the
stories,
news, bro. That's the point. You just like lie and come up with your own
I don't
shit.
ignore the news. You ignore the rest of the fucking coverage, because on the day of the hospital bombing, I personally said, okay, that the highest likelihood of this hospital being bombed is from
No, you also
Israel.
said it was 100%.
Just shut the fuck up and
That's what
listen,
you did,
okay?
bro.
Shut up
Yeah, no,
and
keep
listen.
shifting the goalpost. Keep saying
Listen,
more
I'm
shit.
not shifting the fucking goalpost. It's my own
You
coverage.
are.
I'm giving.
I don't think the goalpost has been shifted yet. I don't think that's the thing that's happened just yet.
You additional feedback. If you actually genuinely cared about the truth instead of fucking clip chimping and drama farming, you would understand that on that same day, on that same day, over and over again, I said the highest probability of this is that this is an Israeli bombing campaign. Part of the reason why I said that,
You also said that
and I
was the
also
highest
mentioned
probability
multiple times
after the investigation.
I also
the
mentioned
investigations don't agree with you.
I also
still double
mentioned
down on that
multiple
point.
times. I also mentioned multiple times.
We just
that
again
the
ignored what I
reason-
said.
Dude, just listen to what I'm saying.
Well, you're
I know
saying
it doesn't.
irrelevant,
I know
though.
it
You're
doesn't
just saying
correspond.
both, like you're
No, it's
just
not
like
irrelevant
waffle.
because
You're
you're making a
waffling.
video. You're making a video to massage
right.
a
You should
certain
watch it.
narrative, to create a certain narrative.
It's a
okay?
true narrative. It's like
to create a certain
100%
narrative,
right.
and that narrative, when it doesn't
You can't even
correspond to the
disprove it
narrative
right
you're
here
trying to
when I'm
make,
telling it to your face.
when it doesn't correspond to the narrative you're trying to make, you go, oh, it's irrelevant. Of course it's not irrelevant. Do you think that my coverage of this bombing is irrelevant? Why are you fucking
No,
making a
it's
video
actually- it's
about a
actually what I'm
30-second sliver of
criticizing,
the
that you
content if
I
you don't
criticize
actually...
that you jump to conclusions, and now you're saying, yeah,
I'm
I
losing
did,
my
but
mind.
like, look, at this 1.8 hours in,
Willy,
after I said it was
Willy,
100%
it's not 8 hours
true,
in.
I
It's
actually
not 8
said it
hours
was
in.
mostly
It's not
likely.
8 hours in. It is not 8 hours in. What
It
will
is.
it take for you to go, okay, you know what? I was actually wrong. He actually had a much more even-handed approach to the subject matter.
If
Or
my
have you
take
already
were-
made your
yeah.
preconceived biases
No, it's
and you're
not. It's
simply
like the
looking to
facts.
reinforce
It's
them?
The facts of what happened, and you have yet to disprove it. If my criticism is
I said on the day of the bombing, Willy,
what have you done to disprove that? You jump
I
into
said
conclusions.
on the day of the bombing, of the bombing, I said,
yes, like the most hilarious part. Like it's
the
the day
only-
this is breaking news, and
Yes.
you jump to the conclusion that's 100%.
You're right. After
Out of your
6,000
mouth.
bombs, the 6,001st bomb, I should have been like, guys, hold on. Let's not
You
talk
just
about
call
this.
everybody genocidal.
Shut the fuck up and
That's
listen.
what you do.
Shut up and listen, dumbass.
God.
Again, so regardless of how you feel about Hasan, I mean, again, I've criticized him for this stuff before, so it's not like I haven't also done that. But like, I hope it's very, very clear how the way Willy is engaging with this is detrimental to his effort to make a point here. You know what I mean?
Listen.
Oh God.
Okay, thank you. Holy fuck. You're just simply proving how bad faith you are.
Yeah. People in Hasan's audience are going to use this to consolidate around him too. Like the drama community will think this is a big win or whatever because Hasan got flustered. But in terms of like meaningfully changing how things happen down the line, this is just going to be like, oh yeah, you know what kind of person, you know, argues against Hasan. It's like, oh, these like debate bros, bad faith, blah blah. It's pretty annoying because there are good faith criticisms of Hasan, good correct ones. When does Hasan not get flustered? He gets flustered very often.
And you don't give a shit.
I'm not.
Yes,
You're
I'm covering
not
the fucking
engaging.
news.
You don't
yes,
engage.
I'm covering the news. In America, when we have like
bad way.
mass shootings and whatnot happening, I have a policy of usually not diving headfirst into that news coverage because
That's not
it is
true at
not
all.
the
You
same
titled
as
your
the
shit that.
consistent war coverage. The only reason why I usually talk about whatever kind of breaking story is happening, this is
You
not the
just
same for
cover
Israel
a
and it's not the
shooter,
same
like
for
a mass
Ukraine.
Shooter. Wasn't your stream titled that the day of
Listen,
the shooting?
listen to me.
I mean, who are we
Listen to
kidding
me.
here?
Again, it's stuff like this. I've said this before about Destiny. I've said this before about the drama community, but I repeat myself. Where when they try to hold you to account, what they actually mean is that they have like a Kiwi Farms tier mega a manifesto on everything you've ever done, good or bad, and it's all through their framing too. So like sometimes the shit they'll say to try to like reveal the bad you've done is incomprehensible because it's all like framed through the parlance that they engage in to like make the point. So it doesn't even make sense past the, but you don't even know what they're referring to. They'll like that time you did that, and it's like, I don't even know. But the fact that that's the language they stoop to means that it's gone beyond a willingness to even engage with the points, and it's literally just content farming for them. You know what I mean? It doesn't help they're often right-wing losers who are fucking insane and don't have any principles. Yeah. It stops being about anything, and it just it's just like content or whatever, which like, you know, I just feel like more could be made of it.
Only thing I cover in situations like that is whatever the mainstream media's, whatever mainstream media has reported on. Oftentimes, we just simply look at the live stream of the police force when they are talking about how many victims are there. That's it. Now, having said that, is that the case for Israel? No, it's not. Is that the case for Ukraine? No, it's not. And it wasn't. Okay. And in that circumstance, there are times where, of course, I'm going to get certain things wrong. But this is an 8-hour news coverage. If you look at a 30-second, if you look at a 30-second broadcast,
criticism. It's not 30 seconds. You keep saying that. It's not 30
if you look
seconds.
at a 5-minute portion of a fucking
you're fucking
brother, you're not listening to what I'm saying.
By Israel.
On the
Gaza
very
hospital
same
bombed by Israel. 800 people dead. That was your.
Again, worth pointing out that initially there were mainstream media outlets that also reported it as Israel, which, when you take that into account, really reaffirms the question of how do you know when you have the right evidence? Because generally speaking, if I'm saying something and CNN is saying something, I usually feel like that's enough. Like I feel like that's a confident enough. Yeah, it was Reuters, I think. I think CNN did too, but Reuters is the main one that I remember, where it's like, okay, if like, what am I supposed to look at a Reuters article saying something and go like, well, Reuters could be wrong. Better wait an arbitrary length of time to determine whether or not like information changes. Like, how do you even do that? Like, right. This is why even like when it comes to something like wartime coverage, like information adjusting or like changes in perspective or retractions are just a part of how things work. Everyone does them, including people who pretend not to. There's no way around it. It's just a matter of like how egregious are one's violations in terms of conspiracism or like removing themselves from the mainstream narrative. But Hasan does the thing where, why are people in okay, you guys are unironically doing the derangement syndrome. I make a point and then a bunch of people in chat will be like, but Hasan, I know. You can look at a dozen videos of mine. I know. There is no sucking up here. I'm not fucking Mike from PA. I've shit-talked him. I was on stream like a week ago, and I heard from chat that Hasan praised me for my coverage of Palestine, and my response was fuck him. Like, do you think that there's some kind of like what is this? Come on, Jesus Christ! Like, but Hasan does. We know. I know everything. If you watch my videos, you would also know that I know. Sheesh. Please. Like, yeah, it's like in your guys' mind, you're watching me like sucking and fucking him. Like I'm this is fucking blowbang session over here. Jesus. And basically all I'm saying is, holy shit, I wish Willy was doing a better job criticizing him. Like, is that, oh my God.
Stream. What did I do to title it that? I didn't do that.
Okay.
I didn't clip that out of context.
Can you please listen to me? 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 Can you please listen to me?
What will I have to show you for you to own up to this criticism?
Okay, because you're not listening to what I'm trying to say. First of all, I never said 800.
What you're saying is irrelevant. You're just going
That's
on
so
about
fucking stupid.
Random shit.
Okay, I was literally repeating what the BBC coverage was. Not only that, but also because like I don't have a direct on the ground. I wasn't.
Well, was did the BBC? Hold on, I might have this wrong. All right, did the BBC say it was 100% Israel when they blamed each other?
The BBC's original assessment, yes, was that it was most likely an Israeli bombing.
But they blamed each other in investigations.
No. That was literally the reason why they had to rescind the coverage. That was the reason why they had to rescind the coverage and apologize for it. But also, what you're failing, you didn't do your research. Shut the fuck up. What you're also failing to fucking comprehend here in your dense ass mind is that, once again, and I repeat myself, I said, here is what I will believe. Here is what I will believe. If there's a third-party investigation, given the fact that Israel has lied routinely about the bombing campaign, and specifically had, in that very same morning, the Israeli Air Force said we had no bombing campaigns happening in the region.
Investigations.
We have no bombing. Just listen, okay? We have no bombing campaigns in the region, which was a lie. They were bombing in that region, actually, as a matter of fact. That's number one. Number two, Israel also personally brought forward inconsistent testimony, inconsistent statements as to why this was definitely an Islamic Jihad rocket. Okay? And the reason why we're having this conversation and how it's so fucking stupid, okay, it's so insanely idiotic, is because Israel is currently, while we're having this conversation, sieging the main hospital in Gaza. Israel, at that point, had 420 medical incidents, according to the World Health Organization. If you get your fucking news through clips, you are not going to understand why I said what I said, including that unless there is an actual third-party on-the-ground investigation, I will, of course, believe, given the circumstantial evidence mounted, that this is yet another Israeli bomb or some type of Israeli munitions, that I'm going to assume that, yes, Israel blew up this hospital just like it had blown up the cancer ward at that very same hospital 2 days prior. Did you see that part of the coverage? No, you didn't.
You know what you're doing right now and what you just did? All right? I criticized you.
Okay. So an argument has been put forward, and we must see how it is responded to. So the argument that has been put forward is that it was initially reported as an Israeli bombing, A, and B, the circumstantial evidence, like the fact that Israel was already conducting a bombing campaign, which is certainly true, would lend a reasonable individual to believe that if another bomb hit a place where bombs had already hit, it's probably the people who are already doing the bombing. Now, there are ways to attack this argument, obviously. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong, again, Reuters did it, with regards to assuming that it was an Israeli strike. There are things you could say in response, like I guess counterattacks that you could take. So let's see what happens.
You for jumping to conclusions, right? Which, by the way, a lot of streamers didn't. A lot of new streamers didn't, right? I would have been down to make videos on them. Some did, but a lot didn't, right?
No, you wouldn't, dumbass. You only do this because it gets you fucking views. You don't give a shit about Israel.
All you did was justify justify why
Israel claimed that the BBC was doing modern blood libel.
This is what you just said. All you did right there was justify why you should be able to report things badly. And then you dismissed it all saying, well,
he is not engaging with this correctly. This is... I know.
Israel's attacking Gaza right now, so none of it matters if I got it wrong.
Because, of course,
it's fucking embarrassing.
Because the point that you're trying to argue here without actually saying it.
The point is that you should just wait and fucking do a good job reporting. Why are you jumping to conclusions, making concrete statements you know nothing about? That's the same criticism. You haven't disproved that at all.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Listen to me.
I'm losing my mind, bro, because it's just
First
like
of all,
constant,
you're holding me to a fucking higher standard than the fucking BBC, which the Israeli government said was blood libel for arriving at the same fuck. You know why I didn't apologize? You know why I didn't apologize?
You haven't done that.
You want to know why I didn't apologize? You want to know why I didn't apologize?
I don't think you have to apologize to the Israeli government for assuming that a bomb that hit a hospital in an area Israel is bombing was done by Israel. I think that is a reasonable assumption. I do not think you have to apologize for that. It is like, it's not like we have exact forensic evidence and detailing on every single bomb that's fallen in the Gaza Strip. Like 10,000 bombs have fallen, but do we know for a fact every single one was Israeli? Let's find out, a hospital apartment was struck. Well, do we know for a fact that that was actually like, no, it's very silly. Not to the government, to the people watching you. I don't think that is in and of itself necessary either. Like, what, like, why?
Do you care?
Why don't you let me talk?
Do you care? Do you want me to tell you why I didn't apologize?
Because I know why you didn't apologize, because you never do. You always double down or ship the goal.
Wait, I don't apologize? I don't apologize? That's crazy, because you said I never apologized about being wrong about Ukraine, but I did.
Yeah,
and you fucking lied and said that, oh, well, actually, you were just backing away.
Very consistent. I'm very consistent with it.
Yeah, you're consistently wrong, you dense fuck. Listen.
I haven't. You don't even watch the videos. How would you know if I'm wrong?
Why would I watch your dumbass drama farming videos? You don't give a shit about anything. You don't give a shit about this conflict. You don't give a shit about this beyond it pushing your fucking personal...
You not watching my videos is the same level of reporting that you give Israel and Gaza. It's the same level of reporting that you give Ukraine.
I'm gonna be honest.
That is so fucking revealing of Willy's thought process, where, like, yeah, if you were a real, like, committed to truth, you would do the research on the war. You would investigate the claims. You would watch my hit piece videos. That's very indicative, I feel. That's a very silly, goofy goober kind of thing to say, in my humble opinion, you know.
Honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. If you think
minimum effort in, and just
you're revealing how stupid you are by claiming that watching a fucking YouTube video is the same as, like, reading news reports and talking to on-the-ground journalists and forensic analysts.
No, I'm not. I'm saying you won't even do the bare minimum, and you won't even do it for a drama video.
I'm losing my fucking mind. Why would I care about your drama video, dumb fuck?
Yeah, you do. That's why you invited me on.
I invited you on. I invited you on because I thought that you genuinely had a perspective that was at odds with mine on Israel-Palestine. You said, never mind, it's not what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about my videos that I've made on you. So now we're stuck having this fucking stupid conversation. When I cover shit like this...
The debate would be about if you just watch the video.
Willy,
classic hospitality journalism.
All right, I'll ask you questions. In your video, do you, I don't know, at any point bring up any of the resources that I'm using, like including the BBC, which you said?
Yeah, I showed the tweet you used. Yeah, I did. I showed the tweet you used of a missile striking the ground, going, doesn't that look like a JDAM? That actually looks a lot like a JDAM. That's your epic reporting. Those are your epic sources, bro.
Yes. My epic sources. That was the only verified video of the strike at the time.
I know, like you're a
Do you know where I got that?
Like you know how to interpret.
Do you know where I got that video from? Do you know where I got that video from?
Where?
The Washington Post. That's where I got that video from.
Yeah, but you don't know how to interpret what that missile is.
That's really interesting you say that, because at the time I was talking at the time. That's really interesting because at the time I was at the time I was talking to open source intelligence people and also forensic analysts. That's what I was doing, and I still do when I'm reporting on this kind of thing, especially when it's outside of my immediate like expertise or whatever. I go to people that are making real-time assessments. One of the things that I'm sure you didn't mention was the geo-confirmed Twitter thread. The geo-confirmed Twitter thread that originally was incredibly viral.
One thing that I really wish Hasan would bring up is just, okay, we trust Reuters, right? Like, if Reuters initially misreported it, doesn't that indicate that the standard that you're setting, or like, not necessarily the standard you're setting, because we should always seek to be truthful, but rather this like ridiculous patronizing, oh, haha, you didn't know everything and all the time, you got a thing wrong, you know, kill yourself attitude, like, is maybe a little bit silly, which it is, of course. Like, ultimately, the problem is, like, the issue here that is being discussed with regards to, like, how to parse information on the ground immediately like that, this is, like, not a solved issue. Like, seriously, you know, any news team fucking anywhere, like, it's not like this has been, you know, fixed or whatever. Or like real journalists have fixed it, you know?
Pointed
Does
to
this
being
exonerate you for jumping to conclusions?
No, dumbass. Over the course of 8 hours, I am parsing through misinformation.
Shifting the topic.
No, I'm not. I'm not shifting. We're still talking about this bombing. We're still talking about this bombing.
By the way, hold on. Can we move on? Because this is just circles.
Remarkable.
You're just
Wait, whoa. No, we're not fucking moving on just because you feel like this conversation is completely out of your fucking depth because you only look at clips.
It's very basic. The conversation
because you only look at clips.
You jump to conclusions, and then you jump to conclusions, and now you justify why you should be able to do that.
One thing that I do in breaking news stories is to parse through, okay, all of the information that is accumulating online that is going viral.
Journalist here, it's not just that it hasn't been fixed, it's that there is no fix for it, almost definitionally. Yeah, and I guess like I guess like one of the things that also bothers me here is the broader context where like the people who are rooting for the Palestinians overwhelmingly are like the United Nations and every fucking medical and humanitarian organization that are on the ground down there. And then every other day the IDF openly lies about some shit that they get called on and have to delete. That video of them finding massive weapons troves in the Al-Shifa hospital, they deleted it. An official @Israel Twitter account was for a time linking a deleted tweet where they were like, look at this incredible evidence that we have found of Hamas HQ, big weapons, big boy weapons, lots of guns. Didn't delete the cum tweet though. No, why would they delete the cum tweet? That thing fucking rocked. Vaush, it was re-uploaded. Yeah, I know, but then like look at the video. I did wait, hold on. My impression was that when they re-uploaded the video, they changed something about it. Was there anything about the video they changed, or did they delete it then re-upload it for no reason? The description, they blurred the laptop. Oh, okay, my apologies. I was told they changed stuff. I thought they were making it look less embarrassing. It's still very embarrassing. I guess they didn't, for some reason they changed their mind on using that. The laptop that had the hostage, the lady, they blurred the woman's image they wanted to show in the first place. Maybe they got complaints from the family of that hostage. I'm not sure. I mean, there could be a number of explanations. Whatever the case is, like day by day, the IDF is embarrassing itself. There was that hilarious, like, yeah, we found in a child's bedroom this pristine Arabic copy of Mein Kampf. Like in an environment where one of the sides is being so institutionally uncredible, I feel like the sort of very selective engagement with, oh, you were stupid enough to think that the bomb that fell in the hospital during a bombing campaign, when bombs had already fallen on that hospital, was a bomb by the people who had done all the other thousands of bombs? You fucking idiot. You buffoon. You know? Like, it's just, I don't know. I feel like we're not authentically engaging with truthful wartime reporting here.
I do this for specifically.
Yeah, the calendar. The like, here's the like secret Arabic, you know, like hostage fucking the guard shift list, and then it was just a calendar like fucking written in crayon because of how deprived the poor people over there are. You know, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's all so dumb. It's so stupid. It's so depressing. I don't know it, Magic Monk.
You know, whenever there's a mass shooter and some fucking psychotic right-wing weirdo will turn around and be like, oh, the mass shooter actually is trans or whatever the fuck, right? Sure. Now, in this circumstance, I can't believe we're still talking about this, by the way, because every single piece of information that Israel, as the official account, has brought forward has been an abject lie.
Hasan, I got a question,
that have been disproven by the very same authorities that you claim are totally on board, okay? Are totally saying like, no, it definitely has to be an Islamic Jihad rocket. Every single person I've talked to, from forensic analysts that work at the New York Times, that work at Washington Post, all the way to open source intelligence analysts that I talk to from a broad variety of different ideological backgrounds, the conversations that we had revolved around some of the other open source intelligence community members basically fucking bringing forward incredibly stupid conclusions, like how this massive casualty-inducing rocket that was actually a cause of an intercepted missile that fell on the hospital. Every single point that was brought forward in the immediate aftermath of the hospital was actually completely incorrect. But you didn't make a video about that. You made a video about me. Because if you made a video, because if you made a video
about you, yes, you finally get it.
Stop. Listen. Let me finish. You didn't make a video about Geo Confirmed and how viral his fucking thread was. You didn't make a video about how wrong most of the news outlets were for directly reporting what the fuck, directly reporting what the fuck Israel, directly reporting what the fuck Israel.
Again, it not really beating the like Cloud Shark allegations. There's nothing wrong with making videos about Hasan when there are other bad things going on, but I feel like you should be able to say a little bit more than, yeah, because they're about you, right? Like, it is, there's nothing wrong with going like, yeah, you're a popular online content creator, and obviously, like, I do drama coverage, so I do want to cover what you are and what you're doing, and, you know, I'm not going to, like, cover literally everything happening, but there has to be some engagement with that idea. You can't just, like, throw your arms up in the air and go like, yeah, well, I'm not talking about that, though.
Says, as though it's God's honest truth, okay?
I don't report
They
like
got
that,
everything
actually.
wrong on that subject, but guess what, dude? They got everything wrong, but you didn't. But there was no WillyMac video on that because why would you make it?
Hold on, did they correct it?
Wait,
did they correct it?
What?
No, they haven't.
They haven't. They've just doubled down on it.
No, I'm talking.
Wait, I thought the point from WillyMac was that correcting it in and of itself wasn't enough because he was like, no, well, you shouldn't have made the fuck up in the first place. Same as Reuters. Wait, so now if you correct it, you're fine? Okay. Yeah, I guess I don't understand the issue. What's the time left on this? It's tiring. Suffer.
Talking about all of the fucking false testimony that they brought forward about how Israel, most of these outlets that literally just repeated whatever the fuck Israel said, just went along with it because it goes along with the overarching narrative.
Right, but but how come I gotta make a video on them just because I made a video on you? Like,
because you said, wait, hold on. In the beginning of this conversation, you literally said, if someone else had gotten information wrong, I would have done a video on them too. But only you got the information wrong.
If I made a video on somebody, if I made a video on somebody else.
You said those exact words.
Let me correct it because that's a ridiculous statement, right?
But you did say that. If you care about misinformation, maybe you should, I don't know, make the next video about IDF and all the times that they fucking lied about every single bombing campaign.
So you're saying because I made a video on you, I now got to make a video on Israel? Like,
no, you don't have to do anything. But you can't also maintain the position that you care about the truth and honesty in journalism, like you're a fucking Gamergate holdout, being like, oh, I care about the ethics in video game journalism. That's why we have to dox these fucking female journalists or some shit.
I didn't dox anybody, bro. What are you talking about?
I didn't say that. I'm using... Do you know what a fucking analogy is, dumb fuck?
Yeah, hey, I got a question. If I go ahead
he was making a
let's say
Gamergate
like
reference.
you referenced in that big long rambly rant that lasted like 5 minutes, right? You referenced that you later in the stream got a story right and that I should have talked about that because you covered some things right. Does that mean I can't criticize you for when you're wrong?
No, of course you can. The entire point is framing something incorrectly. If there's 8 hours of coverage on a particular matter, and throughout that coverage, I'm actually personally talking about how the red line I would draw is on the ground. If there is an on-the-ground investigation where they look at ground soil analysis, one factor of the forensic analysis on whether or not this was a misfire is actually seeing the impact, right? You have to look at the crater. And the crater in and of itself, immediately, once the dust settled and we saw the crater, I said, while I originally looked at the video, can I please explain what's happening here, or do you?
So yeah, again, it's like there is no actual good faith attempt to hold Hasan to account for anything he did wrong. This is super disappointing. I don't know. I wish that Hasan would talk to somebody like Dylan Burns who actually gives a shit about truth and isn't just clout sharking. But like this guy's literally just in here for digs. There's no actual effort to engage with anything that's happening or being said. Why won't Hasan talk to you? You know why. On the plus side, this is the best appearance I've seen from Chapo in years.
Are you just in here to fucking cry? Okay.
Well, it sucks because you're going on about irrelevant stuff.
Okay.
It's not relevant.
If your ultimate statement is that my claims are baseless, then you haven't done your research,
my
because
claim
none
is
of
that
this
you
is
jump
baseless.
to conclusions. You jump
Brother,
to conclusions.
Of course,
yeah.
I jumped to the same conclusions that the BBC did too, and I also said,
but they corrected it. You don't.
No, but you're failing to understand is I, even on the same day, immediately after this, said I might be wrong on this, and if I'm wrong, here is how I will be disproven. Okay, if somehow we end up having an impact crater analysis and soil analysis to see what kind of munitions was used in this process, and it is consistent with an Islamic Jihad rocket, because we know what kind of rockets they have, and this most likely, and I said this the day of as well, was a possible batter rocket, the BADR rocket, okay, that Islamic Jihad does have. If that is the case, if
there's a genocide happening in the Congo, devoting your platform to drama bait like this is a moral wrong when you're at least somewhat complicit if you do not cover it. Oh, I'm not somewhat complicit. I started the genocide in the Congo. I was there. I still am there. I'm broadcasting this stream from an undisclosed location. You think there was no reason why I wasn't covering it?
If that is
That's
the case,
only way
then
you will
the
admit
ground
that
soil,
might be-
the ground, yes, chemical testing on the ground would prove that to be true. Hamas also, and I brought this up as well, which I thought was suspicious.
I'm not a comic book villain, chatter. Do you think I would have disclosed my presence in the Congo if there was even the slightest chance of you stopping my plans? I committed the genocide 45 minutes ago. I'm sorry.
Fishes could not find anything beyond the impact crater, could not find a possible shrapnel from the missile, because the missile doesn't perish. Okay? So what I said
stream was
is in
recorded
situations
5
like
weeks
this,
ago.
and I showed like an earlier event like this where
Channel
Israel had
4.
lied. Okay? In situations like this, usually they will bring forward a piece of the fucking missile. Okay? If you're engaging in this, if you're engaging in my content in good faith, you would have seen all of this. I don't just like repeat whatever fucking thing I'm thinking about out of my ass.
You
okay?
do all the time.
I do.
That's what
That's
the video.
not
you should
true,
watch the
because
video.
I'm
You should just
telling
watch
you.
the video, dude. Hold on. In the same stream,
I'm
when you
telling
say
you,
so
I'm telling
100%
you
certain,
where
calling
my
everybody-
analysis
hold on.
comes from.
Look
Talking
how
to
you reframed this entire thing.
brother, you have literally complained here
psycho.
about one hospital bombing that
No,
is
it's
still
not. It's about
not
your pattern of
proven.
behavior
One
of
hospital bombing that is
misreporting
still
things.
not proven to be an Islamic Jihad rocket,
I know, but
by
you,
saying
the criticism
third-party
is
forensic.
You say 100%, and then everybody who says otherwise, you were calling genocidal.
I still think.
That's what you did on stream. That's what
yeah,
you did.
I
these
did
are
do that
the
because
clips
they
right
are.
there.
If you're defending Israel, you are genocidal.
Right, but if you simply are
Wait,
telling
do you
the
think?
truth
Do you
with
think
this
defending?
report,
Okay, let's
if
talk
you're
about that.
simply
Do you
telling
think
the truth
defending
when it comes to
Israel?
this
Do you think
report,
defending
that
Israel's
makes you-
actions?
Look how
do you think?
you're doing this now. You're now saying
Okay,
I'm genocidal.
because
for
you
just simply
brought up a
saying
new
the
point.
truth
You
of
brought up
this
a new
situation.
point.
The
We're
truth
moving on.
matters.
We're not going to watch this
Thank
shit ass
God.
video. You brought up a new
I
point.
know, because you don't want the actual truth.
Okay,
You don't wanna show everybody
do
the-
you
the
think what
context.
Israel is engaging in is ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement in Gaza right
Yeah.
now? You do.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Do you think defending this ethnic cleansing and ethnic displacement campaign would be
Should've done that a while
defending
ago.
genocidal acts then in your own assessment?
Yeah,
Okay, so we agree. All right, got it. Thank you.
I know.
Move
The
on from
criticism is your reporting. It's not that, bro.
Yeah, got it. You care more about
Yeah.
People in chat who think they're too good for this, I don't understand why you just don't leave. Look, guys, whether you like it or not, like we did that TikTok segment earlier, one of the most important things that I've learned while doing this is that while I consider myself pretty smart, the work that I do is pretty fucking stupid. Like, incredibly so. Like, more so than a lot of other shit, all right? You'll get more, like, engaged, intelligent, thoughtful conversations, like working in like, a trade field or something, okay? Politics gets people really fucking emotional, and it gets people acting really fucking dumb. And I think that it's worthwhile to engage with that, even if it's like ear blistering suffering sometimes. I've always felt this way. I don't think I'm better than it. I've engaged in it myself. You know, we all have the capacity to be ear blisteringly dumb from time to time. I just think, you know, I think it's important to engage with that authentically rather than sort of removing yourself from it entirely.
You care more about,
I care about doing a
truth
good
in
job because
journalism.
you
Okay, got it.
you do.
I'm glad we agree on it at least. I'm glad we agree on it. I'm glad we agree on it. Okay, move on. Next point.
Are you just gonna like? Should I now bring up the next point?
Well, I don't know what the fucking points are. Go ahead.
Or are you gonna go on more about like irrelevant?
And here,
At this point, it really does seem like the only point that Willy is upset that Hasan isn't engaging with is watch my video, watch my video, watch my video, which I don't think is a very good argument. I don't find that very, it merits much engagement.
here, by the way, for those if you don't know, we do have an automatic Fossabot timer usually for breaking news, especially when it comes to like mass shootings, which includes the main mass shooting, which you claimed I was covering immediately or whatever.
Yeah, you covered the same day, didn't you?
I don't remember if I did, but if I did, it was specifically just the police. It was probably just whatever the police testimony was at the time. But here is the Fossabot from that day for the record. Get automatically timing out someone who is trying to bring this up.
So
anyway,
your chat's not allowed to talk about it, but you talk about it.
No, chat is talking about it so I can actually talk about it myself. And this was the day after. No, I actually didn't cover the main shooting at all that day, and I barely talked about that the next day, as a matter of fact.
Okay, fair enough then. I haven't watched those streams.
Okay. I don't think you watch a lot of the streams because if you did, you would understand where a lot of my analysis is coming from, and you wouldn't be fucking making erroneous claims like this.
Bro. You kind of do bro politics and just shoot from the hip.
I'm sorry. Okay, okay, got it. What kind of politics do you watch, or what kind of politics do you actually engage with then?
I mean,
I have a style that. Wait, I don't get it. I have a style that you don't like. Okay, the end. That doesn't.
Yeah, but it's you. The style is you being wrong about stuff. The style's about you doing.
That's a style.
Like, it's the same criticism. We're just gonna talk in circle.
Yeah. What if he was like, oh yeah, I watch Vaush. Never getting that Hasan convo then. Vaush, I hate the I don't think you watch my streams argument / comment. Just doesn't seem to matter. What do you think? I mean, if you're misrepresenting somebody and they just flat out do not do the stuff you're accusing them of doing, I guess there's some validity to it. Obviously, I don't think it's reasonable to expect that a person has watched like a significant amount of your content. They have to know what they're criticizing, of course. Even sometimes then, I don't think that you really have to know what you're criticizing if a person has given a strong impression of something. Like, if a person is acting like a massive dipshit on Twitter, I don't think you have to, like, go and watch YouTube videos of them to confirm their dipshittiness before, like, committing to claiming they're a dipshit. I feel like sometimes with you know, people's impressions are valid to make a claim.
Again, dude, do you feel like you radicalize your audience when you get stuff wrong on this sort of reporting?
Explain. I would love to hear what you mean.
So,
by
like,
this.
for instance, like you and Ethan on like Israel, right? He's 100% seems like he sympathizes with the Palestinians, right?
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Comes on stream, yeah, all that good stuff.
Okay.
But then when he goes ahead and he's like saying stuff like, dude, your whole chat's calling me racist. Your whole chat's calling me a genocidal freak, right? Are you going to do anything about that? You don't. And the reason why they do that is because you sit.
It's really interesting you said that. Do you think
you won't let me finish?
Every single day up until that very moment, every single day up until that very moment, I told my community, if you actually did watch beyond the clips, you would know that every single day, since the Leftovers broadcast, including the immediate aftermath of the Leftovers broadcast, the first time we talked at the Leftovers at the H3HU studio, I told my community that Ethan is sympathetic to Palestinians and that he is not your enemy. To yell at him in this situation would be fucking fruitless, ridiculous. Plenty of people tried to farm drama. The reason why your audience does it is because hold on. You asked me what kind of community cultivation I engage in.
You didn't even know what I was going to ask because you cut me off.
Okay, go ahead.
That's what you fucking did.
Okay, go ahead. I'm being very rude to my guest, by the way, but go on. I'm sorry, Felix.
I'm surprised you brought him on with Felix here.
All right, I was just saying, do you feel like you radicalize your audience because your audience calls Ethan racist, even though he's pro-Palestinian, right? And the reason why they do that is because whenever anybody just reports like a basic, a basic fact, like Israel likely didn't do the Gaza hospital bomb, right?
It's not a basic fact. There was a extremely contentious news cycle that led to retractions from like multiple mainstream news outlets, but okay.
Response is to freak out and call that chatter genocidal and say that they hate all Arabs. So that's why they do. You feel like you're radicalizing them to do it? I mean, they do it for a reason.
Are you taking are you in your own assessment here taking things out of context over the course of an 8-hour broadcast where you think maybe
in context. It's all in context.
No, you don't know the context.
You gotta prove to
because
me that
you
I
can
took
look
it
at
out
it
of context.
because you can look at a fucking banning that is occurring on a stream and not recognize that that banning is happening because it might be a sock account. That banning might be happening because someone is bad faith. That banning might be happening because
this is
irrelevant.
Sorry, we're talking... Dude, Will was literally just like extenuating context on a one thing you said in one stream to one person is irrelevant. Yeah, it's pretty clear what this is. If you're like talking with chat, there are so many extenuating circumstances that can mitigate any particular claim being made like to a specific chatter, because they could also be acting like a fucking dipshit. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much shit that could change the exact circumstances. Chat's dumb. That's what it does, you know? Chat loves being dumb.
About how I cultivate my community and how I moderate my community. How the fuck is telling you how I moderate my community irrelevant? Everything, it seems, that goes against whatever narrative you want to frame is irrelevant in your opinion. So yeah, no wonder you want me to just watch the fucking YouTube video and sit in the goddamn shadows. Everything is irrelevant. You're asking me questions about how I operate. This is supposed to be your research. This is supposed to be your research, isn't it? Are you not supposed to be doing fucking research right now on your subject matter? So what's irrelevant?
You're asking, hold on. I just said, are you radicalizing your audience? And then you went on a rant about sock accounts. That's not relevant.
No, because
that is stupendously bad faith. Hasan was listing a sock account as a potential explainer for why he might have blown up at somebody. That's so stupid. That's so head ass. Oh God. Sorry, that's an inseparable shoe on head phrase in my head. I can't say that. It's like saying the N-word.
Talking about how I cultivate and how I moderate my community. The entire conversation is within the framework of how I moderate my community. And what I told you is you don't have any understanding of why I'm banning who, for what reason. You're just watching in small increments without recognizing that in a political...
want it to be that way. It's not. I have entire streams downloaded. It's your whole stream.
Okay, it still doesn't matter because you don't know why we make moderation decisions. That's why you were wrong on the fucking shooting in Maine. That's why you were wrong on the Maine shooting too, because you can't comprehend what is going on behind the fucking scenes. So why don't you ask me if I'm your subject matter here, which it seems you watch all the fucking streams, instead of making up your own mind about how these streams go.
Just change the subject.
What? I'm not changing the subject.
You radicalize your audience, and Ethan's the example. Why are you going on about banning? Why you ban people?
This is so productive. I love this shit, man. Hell yes.
And making it sound so complicated.
Do you think I'm radicalizing my community against Ethan when I told you time and time again that I have kept my community in check over and over again?
I have to repeat what I say for a third time because it's very straightforward.
Brother, you ask me questions, I answer. You don't like the answer because it goes against your narrative that you're trying to fucking fulfill, and then you go, "Oh, it's irrelevant." It's not irrelevant.
I'm answering you about A, and you give me number 3. It's like completely a different fucking thing. I say, Hasan, let's do run, and you go, I swim. It's not fucking relevant.
It is absolutely relevant. It's absolutely relevant.
Go ahead.
Do you not think that my moderation is what we're talking about? You literally brought up Ethan.
What we're talking about is you attack people that talk about the facts, right? Like you go ahead and you're like, you're a genocidal freak, blah, 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 blah. Or opinions. It could be facts or opinions, right?
Uh-huh.
When it comes
do you know how many people we ban on a daily basis?
Hearing the question.
Okay, go ahead, because you're not fucking asking a question. You're just like ranting. Go on. I'm sorry. Give me your.
All right, I'll keep the question short.
Yeah.
When you criticize chatters by calling them genocidal freaks for having opinions that really are pretty nuanced, right, on a subject that is fairly nuanced, right? Why are you surprised, or you shouldn't be surprised that your chatters do that to Ethan?
So the problem with what Willy, so there is a grain of truth to what Willy is saying here. The problem is that because he's kind of relying on this very spurious single anecdote of like Hasan yelling at a chatter one time, there's not much to there's not much to engage with. Like, because do you think that when I act like the time from that thing that I don't remember, it is like how the other thing, like, there's not enough really to bite into there. I mean, there should be a more like substantial basis of evidence to work from than just, do you remember this one time?
Like, you're the one that radicalized them into doing that. They're doing it to Ethan because you do it
if
to
my
everybody
word
else.
if my word is so gold that a chatter is repeating what I'm saying in a moment's notice, then why are they not repeating what I'm saying or hearing what I'm saying, as a matter of fact, when I tell them over and over again every single day since Ethan and I had our leftovers broadcast that Ethan is actually an anti-Zionist,
Why don't
that he's
you ban
sympathetic
them,
to the
then?
Palestinian plight.
You ban everybody that links my video. Why don't you ban them for doing that to Ethan?
Wait, what? We literally had Ethan as a blocked word for straight up weeks at a time.
Yeah, but
Damn, Hasan must really like me. He's had Vaush as a blocked word for years.
why
are you
not
talking
fix
about?
the problem? The problem is they're calling him racist, not that
Wait,
Ethan's a bad guy.
wait. I just told you how I personally said time and time again, every single day, whenever a chatter tried to bring it up, whether they were drama farming or whether they were genuinely concerned with something that they misunderstood from Ethan's perspective. And even in that same conversation that I had with Ethan, that I believe that he's a very empathetic person and that I believe that he cares about Palestinian people. As my co-host, I said this time and time again. Okay? Here's the question for you. Beyond that, what other mechanisms of control do you want me to bring forward, or are you just engaging in bad faith? Because I do, and I did.
Man, I think that Hasan's community was horrible to Ethan, but I don't think you should just auto ban people for saying, for like, okay, I guess like if you're auto banning people in the tens of thousands of people in your chat for misrepresenting somebody like in a rude or disruptive or negative way, like that's like a fucking full-time job, man. I think you have to choose your battles there. Now, my main concern with Hasan is the mod team. To me, that's the real issue. I think that Hasan has an atrocious mod team, and he's let that fester. And that's fully something he can control. Right? Like it's not like having a rowdy community or the community being horrible to Ethan or whatever else. Like the mod team, you have a much more direct bit of control over. And even then, like, I'm not saying the mods have to act perfect, you know? Like they're not, you know, fucking clockwork soldiers or whatever. There's going to be variance and sometimes bad behavior from moderators, and that's okay. But I think that like this is a particular problem here.
Yes, I did. I told my own moderators, because you don't know this, again, after Ethan saw
your moderators are the one doing it, by the way. Like your mods are.
Yeah,
people
I went
that
back
are
and
also
looked at what
pushing
they
these
had
same
said
things.
as well. By the way, for the record, I know that you said this.
Okay.
I love that.
Oh,
the
so you
most
did watch
common...
my video?
No, I know that. What do you mean? No, I didn't watch your video at all. Why are you getting so fucking excited? I'm saying
you just mentioned something. You said you
oh,
saw
okay,
that
my
I did
bad.
this.
I misspoke. I apologize. This is something that every single person has brought up in this situation, including Ethan even brought up. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ, you got excited. Okay. Anyway.
No, I was pumped because I thought you were a secret WillyMac fan.
No, I did not watch your video, and I most
my
likely
real
will
on
never
the
watch your
ground
videos.
journalism.
But anyway, listen. First of all, I'm not a journalist. I've never said I'm a journalist.
You do reports from the ground, bro. That's what you said.
Wait, when I said I do reports from the ground, where is that from? Do you have a clip? Oh, yeah,
it's before. It's why you said you wouldn't go on Piers Morgan.
Can you send me?
He did.
Can you send me the clip? Because I think it's probably a miscommunication. Like, I've never said I do on the ground reporting. If I said that, I probably misspoke.
I mean, it's more me being facetious, but if you want to watch it, we can watch it. Let's do it.
Oh, you're being... Oh,
yeah, wait. Well, what what do you mean being facetious? What do you mean by that?
So you're admitting that you are
knows
lying and saying that I'm an on-the-ground reporter.
You just sit in your fucking house. Everybody knows you don't actually report from the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, again. So wait, what did Willy just do there? He said Hasan called himself an on-the-ground reporter, and then he was like, wait, maybe not. And now he's making fun of Hasan for not being an on-the-ground reporter, something nobody thought he was. Okay, again, like, this is like a just deeply unserious bullshit that makes me feel like this guy, like, I don't think this guy gives a fuck about anything. It's just like numbers. It's just like channel numbers. By the way, I did take a look because I saw a bit about this drama beforehand. This dude is hardcore profiting from his hatred towards Hasan. Like, multiple videos, hundreds of thousands of views from a channel that's smaller than mine. You know, so in not to say that there's anything innately disqualifying about having a monetary incentive or whatever, but in terms of this, where he's doing this skeezy, like, pretending to give a shit about journalistic ethics while completely misrepresenting the subject, it comes across as, like, really fucking gross, in my opinion. Really scummy, no principles, blah blah blah. You know, you all, yeah, just like scum tank shit.
Yeah, which is why I would never say that. So I don't know why.
You did say that though. That's what's funny.
It's weird you only criticize him when we know he's trolling in bad faith, and Hasan still looks the worst. Linkard, I've saw you, and you've been like unironic Hasan derangement posting for a while too. I don't understand what's wrong with you. If the amount of criticism that I have levied at Hasan is not enough for you, that's one thing. I think that's pretty weird on its own, but that's one thing. But what you're doing, and what a lot of people are doing, and I find it very strange, is pretending that I'm going out of my way to defend him here when I'm mostly just shitting on Willy for very obviously, objectively dumb behavior. And it makes me feel like you don't actually give a shit about anything wrong Hasan has done. You're just in it for more like drama bait yourself, which really makes me question like the general community attitude towards good faith engagement and truth and blah, 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 blah. Like, what are we doing here, folks? Jesus Christ. Multiple people in chat acting that way. I'm not asking you to like Hasan. I don't. I'm asking you to not be a psycho.
I probably was talking about how I work with on-the-ground reporters. I don't personally engage in on-the-ground reporting, so it probably was a moment where I misspoke. I've never said that I do on-the-ground reporting.
Yeah, I know. No, everyone knows you don't actually do on-the-ground reporting.
So, yeah?
Wait, so why did you bring that up then?
I was just giving you shit.
Wait, so I don't understand. So where is your...
Literally, like, stuck in 2016 Gamergate tier shit. This is some, like, primo intellectual regression territory right here. God damn.
Or supposedly, quote-unquote, journalistic integrity in this situation. So it's like... So
I mean, it's a video that's also entertaining, so sometimes I just making fun of you, and other times...
He doesn't believe in anything, literally. Like, this whole thing's like, yeah, you haven't met my incredibly high journalistic standards that not even Reuters was able to meet. And then it's like, well, actually, I just like saying shit, dude. I'm a shit sayer. I love saying shit. He called Leafy the last great YouTuber. What a fucking retard, dude.
It is actually a serious allegation.
All right, got it.
Yeah, I mean, you make
no,
jokes on stream. I mean...
Yeah, I do, which then you apparently, or if I misspeak, apparently you fucking use it in your commentary as though it's like super serious. So anyway.
I didn't name one example that I did that.
I don't know. I don't watch your videos, so.
Yeah, so don't make shit up. Here's a classic example.
Don't make shit up. You just said I fucking say.
Wait, Hasan, just say that you were talking shit. Just say you're talking shit. It's an unbeatable argument.
I'm reporting on the ground when we both know I didn't.
Exactly right.
And also, on top of that, you literally started the conversation by saying you never apologized for fucking being wrong about Russia invading Ukraine.
You usually double down or shift the goalpost is what you do.
That's not true. I literally said
that's just what we talked about for the last hour, bro.
None of this was shifting the goalpost. You just don't like it. That's it. You want me to be wrong. That's it. You don't want you want me to be wrong. That's why you keep saying you shift the goalpost.
The question I asked you was, do you feel like your audience acts that way towards Ethan because you act like that towards everybody else? And you just go on about moderation.
Okay, if my audience is acting that way towards Ethan, okay, but
do you feel like it's
but my
because you play a
audience, so
role
they're getting their points from me. They're getting their anger from me. So
Yes.
why don't they hear me out when I talk about how Ethan is not
because
someone
you
that you
radicalize
should
them
be
into
yelling at
everybody
all?
having a different position has to be genocidal.
Oh, got it.
That's
So
why.
like they don't listen. So they don't listen to one thing. They listen to whatever favors your perspective in this matter, but they don't listen to the other thing
Yeah, they
when it
all
doesn't
think you're
favor
being
you.
too soft
Got
on
it.
him.
So you
That's
get to pick
exactly
and
it.
choose on what I get to do, or maybe
No,
let's be
it's
real.
really
You're
simple to
completely
understand.
oblivious to how much I've talked to my own community about not fucking yelling at Ethan and about how he's a good person, how he's an empathetic.
Again, this is one of those issues where if anyone who wasn't a retard was talking to Hasan right now, I think they could really make him look bad. But unfortunately, you know, the cards were dealt, I suppose. Like Hasan absolutely has done a lot to both promote and tolerate, you know, like strong negative tendencies in his audience, which absolutely led to... Wait, seriously? God damn it. Whatever.
Person, he was a kind person, and he truly cares about Palestinian people. Maybe
that why
that
you
has
were-
some.
You were kind
because
of.
it doesn't go
I don't
along
know.
with your
I'm gonna have to
narrative.
watch the
My
debate,
point is
but
this.
From what
My
I've
point
seen,
is
you were
this.
kind of bad faith in your debate with him. It wasn't exactly like a very nice
Oh
debate
my
you had.
God.
I
Brother,
can't wait to
brother.
go watch it. I'm gonna go find out myself. But
Okay.
Wait, what debate is he referring to that Hasan had where he hasn't seen it but he has opinions on it while also criticizing Hasan for not watching his videos? Ethan with Hasan? I only saw the last hour of that. I don't think I could have tolerated 3 hours of that, man. That was emotionally brutal. A lot of it is also just because, I don't know, I really like Ethan. You know, I think he's a cool guy. I don't agree with everything he's done or said. I think that sometimes, you know, he has takes that I disagree with or whatever, but obviously that's kind of the case with everyone. So
Okay. Well, have fun watching it. This was the most unproductive.
I know, because you're mad I disagree with you, and you're mad that
No,
just
I'm not.
mixing
I'm not
around
mad that you
words
disagree with me.
doesn't
Plenty of people
change
disagree
the
with me.
facts.
I yell at my chat every fucking day, dumbass. There are people who disagree with me that have been in here
I
for
know, you
5
all
fucking
you
years.
demonize them all
Shut
for
the
having
fuck
different
up.
opinions.
No, that's
wait. Is he simultaneously arguing that Hasan needs to do more to rein in his community, but also that Hasan is too hard on his community? I don't even understand. I don't even know.
That's not true. There's a difference between disagreements. There's a
Tightening
difference
this up.
between disagreements and someone who is just trying to cut drama as hard as they fucking can. You don't know anything about Israel or Palestine. You don't give a shit about Israel or Palestine. You're just trying to fucking make money by cutting drama, which you've shown. Which you have shown.
What kind of conversation is
what
that?
you're interested in.
It can be both if you're letting people act out, but also yelling at people for disagreeing with you. I guess that's true. Yeah, it's one of those things where, like, it could have been a good argument if it was made a good argument, but it's not. So that's that, you know? It genuinely makes me wonder if the reason Hasan brought this guy on was purely as a kind of controlled opposition thing. Not to sound conspiratorial or whatever, but it's like, it's like I feel like now, because the drama community is going to treat this as a huge win for the WillyMac show. They're going to be like, oh, you epically owned that soy lord Hasan, you owned him, he's been owned. But what, like, Hasan's community is only going to point to this and go, wow, these guys sure are fucking idiots, huh? Like, this is in terms of, like, motivating good behavior from the largest political streamer out there, this is terrible. This is like the opposite of what we want, because now he has, like, full fucking permission to be like, oh, you disagree with me? Huh. I guess you're like that other guy that I debated who is a moron, you know? I think I'm going to go for 3 train car lengths across the network here, so I'm going to move that up one.
spread a fuck ton of misinformation, and
just
you
code.
also literally
What
refuse to hear
misinformation
the
did I
additional
spread?
context
Name it.
behind it. You refuse
Name
to
it.
hear the additional context
what I took
behind
out of
it,
context.
and you just sit there and you say, Hasan, you must not be talking to open source intelligence community people. You must not be talking
This
to
is a very
actual
pretty
journalists
station.
on the
I know.
ground or literally actual forensic analysts that are working at Washington Post, New York Times, and the like. You must just simply be making this up. When I tell you, as I am the source matter
the
here,
majority of
right? I'm the
investigations
subject
say
matter
otherwise.
here.
Why do you
If I'm the
push
subject
that out
matter
there?
of your commentary, I'm giving you what I do, what my process is, and instead of going, okay,
I know
maybe I
your process.
misunderstood
It's
how
not
this works,
about your
you've turned
process.
around and tried to fucking yell about all this shit. I've tried to show you that the circumstantial evidence presented at the time and still to this day greatly favors that this was most likely another Israeli munition. Okay, I said this, but you don't give a shit because you
No,
don't
you
care
said
about the truth.
100%
You just
is
care about
actually what you
fucking
said.
stirring shit up. It doesn't matter if I say 100%.
It does
Okay,
matter,
on the
actually.
same fucking day,
The truth matters.
Ooh.
in the immediate moment after that, I have
It wasn't
said,
the immediate moment after that.
oh my fucking lord, dude.
Oh, you're just
On the
lying.
same
I'm not just gonna let
exact
you lie.
coverage, on the same exact coverage of the bombing of this hospital, regardless of the actual, regardless of how overwhelming the evidence was that this was yet another Israeli bombing campaign, which, by the way,
There really
still
wasn't that much evidence, dude. All the evidence,
Yes, it
everybody
was.
reporting on,
What?
all the people reporting on it.
okay,
said we
okay,
should-
no.
That's not true. It was again, like, it's literally mass bombings are being carried out in the Gaza Strip. I wonder who bombed that place. Like, it's not complicated. I mean, reality is complicated, but the circumstances that would lead a person to make that assumption were simple enough, at least that Reuters made it. Hasan was supposed to talk to Lonerbox sometime tomorrow. I really hope he doesn't back out now. Dude, oh, God, he really will talk to everyone but me. No, I don't mean to sound bitter. Lonerbox is really good stuff. Sometimes I see people in chat complain, like, I don't know if he's done something that I would find disagreeable. Like, if he said something disagreeable or whatever. But every time I tune in on his shit, it seems like he's doing some big brain. He's big brain in it. He's big brain, big think. So that's cool. I like big brain, big think. I like that. It's because he's European. Ah, yes, an unforgivable mortal sin. I agree. Come on, this is a pretty good train stop, huh? Look at all this. Look at all this. I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Don't even have construction robots yet. Just laying the shit out.
No, we
Because
can't
they
have
should
this
wait for
conversation
more
then.
info.
If you legitimately think that there isn't enough circumstantial evidence that all pointed to Israel literally bombing the same vicinity, Israel bombing the hospital 2 days prior,
think you
if you
should
think that
wait.
that is
That's
not
the
enough evidence that
criticism.
Israel was bombing the hospital again,
Not
including the fucking
100%.
doctors,
Not
including the
100%.
doctor. Wait, what?
Not 100%. I don't think it's
Including the
100%.
fucking 90%. I still think it's 90% that it's Israel.
Yeah,
So how
I know,
about that?
You still think it's 90%.
Oh, so that's
even
the
with all the other
difference.
evidence.
So that's the difference. I didn't say 90%. My bad, brother. Sorry.
No, you
Next time
still
I'll say,
it's 90%,
guys, it's
even with all the
90% Israel.
investigations. You
What?
still claim it. You still double down and say the
You-
exact same thing.
Because of the evidence
You
that
didn't
I have
correct anything.
presented.
You just doubled-
Every
you just
single
moved the
point of
goalpost.
evidence,
To be clear, I don't think that there is anything wrong at all with continuing to believe that Israel did it. And just like knowing, just like, you know, fog of war stuff. The evidence is non-conclusive in either direction. At the moment, the preponderance of evidence, I think, leans towards it being the Islamic group, not Israel. But like, the preponderance of evidence doesn't mean you can't have opinions contrary to it. You can just say, I don't know for sure whether this is the case. However, I think this or whatever. I don't think there's anything innately wrong with that. Really doing a Destiny stream right now, watching Hasan with Factorio. Yeah, no kidding, huh? Maybe this type of stream, Destiny's been like, he's like the fucking oldest streamer, right? Maybe it's like evolving towards Crabs, where this is just where everything goes. Like, the end state of political commentary is just playing Factorio while reacting to a debate. And that's all you need, you know?
Every single point of evidence that Israel presented was discredited instantaneously. The only fucking evidence we have is the circumstantial evidence. I said all of these on the same fucking day of the coverage, okay? I said all of the evidence is circumstantial. But of course, circumstantial evidence overwhelmingly says that this was yet another Israeli bombing campaign. We looked through the same. We looked at.
There wasn't that much.
There wasn't any evidence. There was no evidence.
I mean, there was circumstantial, but you think that's enough to go off of when it's breaking news and they're going to?
Well, it's kind of crazy that you say that because I did mention that it was circumstantial at the time and that it was overwhelmingly. So you do agree with me? Got it. Okay, so circumstantial evidence overwhelmingly favors that this is Israel. Got it. Which was my commentary on the time. So now we've proven that you fucking found a 2-minute segment, a 2-minute fucking segment, a 2-minute segment on the day of to fucking clip and go, this is what Hasan said. He's clearly in the fucking wrong. He's so stupid.
And catch you in the slide, right? I could just like do it. It's gonna be like really. It's gonna happen. I mean, what can I do here?
What?
What do you mean?
I'm just gonna go watch the broadcast and show you lying.
Okay, go ahead. That's great. Watch the broadcast. You're most likely going to do the exact same thing that you've done thus far,
even know what I did.
Which is over the course of a fucking 8-hour broadcast, you're gonna find another fucking moment to be like, see, he read the chat.
How do you know what I did? He did that. Watch it.
There is over the course of an 8-hour
right now
broadcast.
Is the same thing you always do. I'm just saying.
No,
like this, you're doing it in real time. You're doing it in real time, bro.
Over the course of an 8-hour broadcast, if you look to literally 3 moments,
nobody else as much as you, dude. That does 8-hour broadcast.
Because no one has the most psychopathic fucking fandom like idiots like you who fucking sit through every minutia to find a clippable moment. To find a clippable moment to be like, he sucks, he's bad. That's the reason, dickhead. All right. Anyway, I gotta go. I'm being rude to my guest. I can't believe I made Felix sit through this. I can't believe I made Felix sit through this. Okay.
Could I ask a question?
Oh, my guest has a question for you.
All right, let's
go ahead.
Don't you think it's weird how like Anne Hathaway like isn't Jewish? I just found that out like last year.
I don't fucking know, bro.
Doesn't she like kind of like look like Jewish? I always thought that. I was like, let's go. That's one of ours. But apparently she isn't. She's like the opposite. Yeah.
What's the opposite?
Alone.
Are you?
No, I'm not.
I was about to say WillyMac.
I'm just a Midwest
that name isn't in the Bible.
Yeah. All right, take it easy, man.
Felix, do you have any questions for WillyMac?
Damn, Felix owned that guy in like no time.
Yeah. No, I just found out about the Anne Hathaway thing like this year.
It's breaking news. I'm sure Hasan's looking to do it.
WillyMac, thank you so much for your ethics in video game journalism or your ethics in conflict reporting.
Thanks for coping by just saying stuff out of context.
Okay, yeah, you got me, dude. You fucking owe me. Okay, thanks for coping, he says. All right, Jesus Christ.
Remarkable. Wow. Well, what did we learn today, folks? We learned that clout sharking and spite actually really impede your ability to make good political points, if anything else. Where have we seen that before, I wonder?